everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and I am going through your Week 8 project homework, Part 2, and I'm noticing that a lot of you are struggling or not understanding the requirements for the actual project. So this video is to help you with what the end goal is of this project and why these steps in Part 1 and Part 2 and Part 3 are going to be really important before we get to that final submittal of our project in here. So the entire objective of the project this semester is for you to find a data set on your own. It needs to be in Excel format, and that then needs to you're going to analyze that data and answer some questions about it that you think will improve law enforcement in some sort of way, shape, or form. So as you're looking for these data sets, you want to make sure that you are looking for data sets that are going to help you answer or provide law enforcement with ways to improve, maybe ways that they can reach the community better or in more effective ways, or maybe things that they can maybe modify to become more efficient in their practices. And so that is the whole objective of the project. So find a database, find questions that you're going to answer using the database that you are going to be able to create graphs and pie charts for and other data analysis, and then write the recommendations that you're going to give to those police or law enforcement offices to be able to better work their magic. Okay, and so this is what the whole objective of the project is. Many of you are failing to meet the first step, which is to find a valid database. So remember, you want to find an Excel or a CSV file to do this. And so I want to go back and show you, you cannot use data that I've given you already. This whole objective of this project is for you, for me not to handhold, for you to find your own database. And for some of you that can be just overwhelming in the first request. So I want to show you what I did is I just typed in crime data sets in Excel format in Google, and I came up with a whole bunch of data sets. And this is where the project becomes a little bit harder, because now I need to go through these data sets and try and find one that I can use, or that has enough data in it, or data that hasn't already been analyzed to use. A few of you are using Data World, and 2 of you in particular are using Data World, and you cannot use Data World. So if you're using Data World, and I find that you're using Data World, and one of you, I brought this to your attention before we broke, and the other one I wrote a comment in Data World about. So both of you, you're on my notice. Do not use Data World. And if you're going to use Data World, it better be the raw data. One of you looks like you sent me the raw data, and you cannot have any help with individuals, because I can go on there and find out. I'm friends with a lot of people in Data World. So make sure that you are not using Data World, and if you are and I catch you, then unfortunately you're going to fail this class. So just please take that to note and do not use Data World, because people are doing your work for you, and I'm not okay with that. Okay? So I would like you to use your own brain rather than someone else's. And so here's how it works. So I've clicked on a couple of these, and I've come up with a couple. So one is Crime Data Explorer. This is a fantastic website. It has tons of data, master file data, assaults on police officers, police employment data, hate crime data, lots of different data sets here. And so you'd have to go through those and try and find the data, and then be able to analyze that data. So you want to make sure that you're able to analyze the data in Excel or CSV format. Another one is the Bureau of Justice. So the Bureau of Justice Statistics, BJS.gov, has really great data. It has, like, look at this, the corrections reporting data, so like sentence length of state prisoners by offense, admission type, sex, race. There's time served in state prison by offense, release type, sex, and race. All different stuff, right? So there's tons of data on this website that you could use, and they're all in spreadsheet data. Now remember, you don't want to find data that's already analyzed. You want to analyze some of the data. So if there are percentages there, that's okay, but then you'd have to correlate all of that percentage data and try and answer other questions with that data. So that can be a little tough if the percentages are already given to you. So this is what you're going to be doing. There's another one, datasets.gov, that can give you some data. Sometimes this isn't the best, but sometimes it gives you some data. And so I'm just trying to give you some helpful hints because a lot of you are just overwhelmed with step 1. Step 2 was you're supposed to draft 3 questions, and these 3 questions are really important because these are what you're answering with your data. For example, how many police officers arrive at a scene, what scenes are these, and how many police officers arrive, so we can look at that. Someone had really great data with that. Is that what are they responding to, and how many officers actually respond, and it was kind of crazy to see how many officers respond to specific incidents, right? And so that is something you might want to look at, is like your whole objective question could be, why are so many officers arriving at this incident and not this incident, and why? And then I could give suggestions to police agencies on why this looks like it's an issue using the data, the factual basis, which are the actual data, and then answer it. And you can use graphs to prove that. And next week we'll be learning about graphs and how we can use pivot tables with our analyzed data to then make really cool charts and put them into a PowerPoint presentation to answer these questions. So that will be really, really helpful. So that your project is, of course, to number 1, send me the Excel file, the Excel or CSV file. And the Excel and CSV file needs to somewhere have on it what data it is, because a lot of you are just uploading some CSV or Excel file and I have no idea what the data means. Okay, so somewhere you need to tell me, this is Chicago, I don't know, carjacking arrests for 2019 or something. I don't know. Okay, you need to explain to me what the actual data is, and that always should be labeling of your data or your file should be really important. I mean, you should do that all the time, is have a proper label, and we've talked about this in this class already, about properly labeling your file so that you know what the file is and what it contains. So when I look at that as a police officer, I say, oh, this file contains this, okay? And then you need to upload a Word document to me with, and it says right there, draft 3 questions and 2 charts you would like to use when analyzing the data set. I didn't say you had to do the analyzing yet. I said I want you to supply 2 charts and 3 questions that you'll use to analyze the data. Okay, and you will, it says Excel, next explain which function in Excel you would use to find or, to be able to answer the questions in the chart. And of course, you will upload these questions and that in a docs or a .doc format. Some of you upload it in the comments section, which is not what we're supposed to do in this class. You're supposed to have 2 things here for me: an Excel file and a document file. So there should be 2 files uploaded in Canvas. All right. If you have any further questions about what the main objective of this project is, please let me know. I showed you some places you can find better data. Remember, you cannot use data that I've given you already this semester. So if you've done that, you need to fix that, okay, before the deadline in this class of March 30th, 2020. So you need to make sure that if you haven't fixed or you're not responding to the comments that I've made, that you look at the comments I've made and that you fix it before March 30th, 2020, or you can't move on with your project. So it's really important for you to do those things. So hopefully this video helps explain a little bit further what I'm looking for. It gives you some ideas about databases, how I searched Google for databases, how not to use Data World. So there's a lot in this video that hopefully can help you. So I look forward to improved project homework part 2s by March 30th, 11:59.